Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back here to another episode of Hip Hop News, and today we're going to be talking about, for the first topic of this Hip Hop News video, is how Quando Rondo reveals what happened the night of King Von's murder. So let's get into the first article, shall we? So it says here that Quando Rondo is sharing details of what happened on November 6th, the night that King Von was tragically shot and killed in Atlanta. In the first installment of a multiple-part interview with the Breakfast Club's Angela Yee, which premiered on Quando's official YouTube channel today, the Savannah, Georgia rapper told his side of the story of the altercation between his and King Von's crews that resulted in gunfire. I walked to the car, I tell my brother, I say, this amounts to park right here, the diary of a lost child, Reimer tells you, referring to that Timothy Lil Timmy Leaks who was charged with the murder of King Von. I said, I'm not going to the club, find you a little female or whatever, cause I'm like, you got 15 minutes, cuz then I'm dripping, we about to go to the house. So it looks like here that, Quando didn't want to go to the club and he instead wanted to go home. He doubles down on reports that claim that he was sleeping in a car prior to the shooting taking place outside of Monaco Hookah Lounge last year. My brother said Lil Tim told me, he said, Lil bro, I'm not about to let you sit in no car and go to sleep. Quando explains, I'm about to sit here and roll out and I'm here, alright bet. Now I'm about to stand by the other individual that I came with. I'm going to stand by his car until they park. As soon as they park right here, cause we gonna park right here next to his car. This is a 250K car. I'ma stand right here till they get right here. As soon as they do that, I'ma get in the backseat and I'ma go to sleep. And with my day one, my main mans, I can do this. One thing about him, he gonna protect me with anything which anybody should do. He continues, in my mind, I'm just thinking regular in reality like you would think. I'm about to let these people walk past me. I'm not about to go try. He continues, in my mind, I'm just thinking regular in reality like you would think. I'm about to let these people walk past me. I'm not about to try and go through these people or nothing like that, thinking that these were some regular individuals, some letting this group come by. Next thing you know, somebody hit me. I lie to you, it's not. I had an out-of-body experience. So right here, it looks like that Quando Rondo just was trying to mind his own business when unfortunately an altercation just took place out of nowhere. Shortly after the shooting took place, numerous reports surfaced online offering information surrounding the incident. One particular report claimed that Quando was asleep in a car outside of his downtown Atlanta Hookah Lounge and woke up to Von's crew outside of his vehicle. Quando exited the car and was later reportedly approached by King Von, who, according to sources, allegedly acted as an aggressor that night. Sources also said that Quando Rondo and his crew were acting in self-defense. Additional reports noted that Quando was not under investigation for the Tucker to the O rapper's death following Lil Tim's arrest for King Von's murder. The case was closed. On November 7, 2020, Lil Tim was charged with King Von's murder. However, he wasn't booked into Fulton County Jail until November 19, 2020 because he was hospitalized due to injuries he suffered the night of the shooting. He was later released on $100K bond last month. Elsewhere in Quando's interview with Angela Yee, the Georgia native also claims he didn't know there was tension between himself and Lil Durk, a close friend of King Von's and the head of Only the Family, the label Von was signed to before his untimely death. From my understanding, I had a big relation with Big Bro. Quando says, not want to say his name, you know who I'm talking about, the dude that was on my album. It was Love With Us from my understanding. He appears on Safest on Quando's Q Pac. So right here, based off of Quando Rondo's account, it looks like that King Von could have been the aggressor of the incident right there. However, it's still pretty hard to tell, but this is actually crazy new details about the death of King Von. And now in other news, YNW Bortlen, the friend of YNW Melly, is back behind bars because he violated his bail conditions. So it says here that YNW Bortlen, a friend of YNW Melly and his co-defendant in the Florida rapper's double murder case stemming from the 2018 deaths of Sack Chaser and Juvie, has been arrested after violating the terms of his pre-trial release. According to documents obtained by XXL today, Bortlen, born Cortland Henry, was arrested and booked into the Miami-Dade Police Department on April 8th after an out-of-county warrant had been issued for Bortlen's arrest. Bortlen and Melly were both arrested by the Miramar Police Department back in 2019 in connection to their alleged involvement in the murders of affiliates Juvie and Sack Chaser. He was charged at the time with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of accessory in the killings. According to Bortlen's April 8 arrest affidavit, he was deemed a fugitive and wanted in Broward County, Florida. He is also being held in Miami without bond. So right now, this is a pretty dumb thing to do because it's like, if you're out on bond, you should not be doing any stuff that's going to land you back in jail. But apparently in Bortlen's case, it looked like that he didn't have the patience of being inside his house and, he wanted to go outside and all. So right here, it looks like the YNW Bortlen, tried to think that he could fool the cops by, going to strip clubs instead of going to work, because that's what this is really about, because he was actually caught going to strip clubs, which, violated his, bond release and all that stuff. In May of 2020, YNW Bortlen was granted $90K bond and placed on house arrest. However, based on his his affidavit for failure to comply dated for April 5th. He was given permission to leave his residence for work on March 27th and was later tracked to a private residence and King of Diamonds strip club in Miami. Because of him violating his bond conditions, he's not going to be granted any more bond in the near time future, so he's going to practically have to sit in jail until his trial date, which is going to determine whether him and Melly are guilty of the murders of Melly's two friends. The following day, on March 28th, the 21-year-old rapper was also permitted to leave his home for work, but was tracked to the Playhouse Gentlemen's Club and the G5 Gentlemen's Club. Both venues are strip clubs in the Miami area. Bortlen visiting strip clubs in Miami, a clear violation of his pre-trial release, prompted the warrants to be issued, which resulted in his bond being revoked. The warrants document notes that Bortlen, referred to as the defendant, had not properly conducted himself and violated the conditions of his release. And of course, the reason why Melly was not granted bond is because they believe they have enough evidence that connects Melly to the murders of YNW Sackchaser and YNW Juvie. But of course, I'm not a lawyer here or a legal expert, but in the cases like this, when somebody revokes somebody bond, it's usually because of their past crimes or because they have evidence that proves they did it. However, I think it's because of Melly's criminal history. That's the reason why he was denied bond. But it's going to be interesting to see how this trial is going to play out. So anyways, guys, that's the video here. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Hip Hop News. If you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in another video.